Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach under the sun. Reason why there's no such coaching program like my coaching program, because I've designed it myself during the last 9 years that I've been a coach, and nobody spends as much time with and on their clients like I do. True story. All information from me is below. I rendezvous with all of my clients 2 to 3 times per week. The only package now available on my website is the standard package. It's a combination of what used to be the deluxe and the standard. Essentially 2 to 3 times per week. It's up to you. The frequency with which you want to meet. You also have access to me in between sessions via emails, audios that have to be 5 minutes max if that's what you necessitate, as well as text messages, again, if you need to, okay? I conduct my sessions on an hourly basis, so sometimes I may go over a few minutes, but that's what the agreement between you and me is. And it's more than enough time. I mean, if you're meeting me 3 times per week, again, this does not exist. The kind of thorough job I do on our sessions whilst we're listening to it does not exist. You should see my notes after each and every single client. I'm genuinely interested in every single thing you have to say. No thing is insignificant. I'm sort of like a detective of human psyche, and I'm genuinely interested in understanding your blueprint so that I can change it in the coaching with you. What is blueprint? The amalgamation of beliefs that you've acquired through your trauma panorama, as I call it, your experiences, somebody else's crap that you've taken on, quite frankly, meaning mom, dad, guardian, what have you, your siblings that have impacted your belief system. So that's what happens in coaching with me. That's how I start. Okay, this is mandatory. Without this, you cannot move forward into the manifestation and everything I have to teach you, which is a lot. You simply will not be able to use those tools. So that's the correct way of doing. That's how I do it. I conduct my sessions via Zoom or via phone, and everything is recorded, which is how I'm able to re-listen to this. You get a copy after each and every single session, and also you get homework, okay, at the end. Now, of course, I've spoken about it, that there's someone out there literally using my coaching program, and this is something that is not authorized by me, and I wanted to mention it during the live, which, by the way, was amazing energy. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Thank you to Kat V, You Know Nothing, Anna, Cloud 8, and Dancing Cloud 8, and who am I forgetting? The Coil, Immortal Coil. I wanted to say that even though this person is still doing it, and I have now literal evidence of it, they're still not doing it the correct way. So this literally does not exist anywhere else. What I'm teaching, how I'm teaching it, and this person does not know everything because she never completed her coaching with me. So, it's unfortunate, but I'm doing what I can on my side for this to stop. And, when I'll get the good news, I'll let you guys know. But the thing is, right now, it's just confusing, unfortunately, and a lot of people suffered already. So I just wanted to say that even though it seems like it's the same, it is not. It's definitely not. And I'm sorry that this even happened. I never in my life thought that somebody would be capable of that. So additionally, I want to remind everybody that if you would like to coach with me, you need to pre-book. I recommend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me minimum to go through the program correctly. You can also have the entry-level coaching of Magic and Miracles monthly audios, as well as video school. And those packages have done extraordinarily well. People are raving about it, those 2 packages. It's really helpful. This is for somebody who can come into coaching with me and or in addition to, there's some people who are in coaching with me or have been in coaching with me and continue receiving monthly audios. And what that is simply in-depth conversations about the topics that I will not post on my channel, never will, never have. It contains certain aspects of my one-on-one coaching information, as well as exercises, and just in-depth conversations about manipulating energy, specific people, remote viewing, energy work, etc., magic spells, of course, etc. So when I say magic spells, I really mean energy work, but it's in the form of a magic spell. So actually today, all the information is below. If you have any questions, please comment, or the best idea is to directly email me. I have this topic that I really wanted to talk about, and I've already kind of touched on this on my channel. So the topic is black magic versus white magic. And before you kind of have a preconceived notion of what I'm going to talk about, I really would just like to ask you, do you believe in energy, right? So everybody's made of energy. You know that. You're made of energy. Money's made of energy. The world is made of energy. And so it follows then that people in the world also, have certain kind of inclinations towards one way or the other. Let's just kind of like simplify it for the sake of this audio. So some people are benevolent, some people are not so benevolent, okay? Some feelings are something that you would like to further explore, like joy, happiness, ecstasy. And then there are on the other spectrum, something like regret, anger, remorse, sadness, depression, things like that. And so it goes then that, there are energies that constantly surround you in the universe. And our job as creators is just to really understand how to use this energy in our favor. Okay, and to really understand all aspects of this. And so energy very much comes into play when we talk about your beliefs. So you can pick up energy anywhere. In fact, this is what I do in coaching all the time. When we rescript your beliefs, when we change your beliefs, and we create a custom-made formulation of those, not just copy and paste, like a lot of coaches are doing, kind of like distributing them or writing them for you. Even I heard that's terrible. That's so lazy. Like, what makes you think like all of the clients are not receiving the same? That's just horrible. It has to be custom. You went through a certain amount of trauma or drama or whatever it is you went through. It needs to be addressed on one-on-one basis. Like, it needs to be custom made for you, right? So based on those trauma panoramas, and based on those events, incidents, whatever happened to you, you've picked up some energy, you've picked up some beliefs that do not serve you. And so if you're going through life, essentially, right, and you notice that there is a pattern of situations happening, like, it's inevitable to observe that. At some point, you're just like, I must be cursed or something like that, right? So it isn't that necessarily that somebody can curse you. Like, I don't want to invite this discussion here, right? So you're very much in power. What I mean, though, is to notice what kind of energy is affecting you currently, right? And so if this energy is following you around in your life, essentially something that's already kind of like stuck in your aura, the energy of, let's just say, non-belief in yourself, of being down on yourself, of criticizing yourself, of not loving yourself, all right, which is not normal. Basically, you're born perfect, and you're born, worthy of absolutely everything, your dreams, your, desires, and everything that you are supposed to fulfill in this life. And yes, there is a plan when you're coming in, because you formulate this plan yourself, right? Before birth, before your human birth. And so if you're going around, walking through life with situations that have absolutely nothing to do with you, it's so extraneous, it feels very weird. And I know I can speak from experience because it has happened to me. And what can I say? When you shine bright, people get jealous, okay? And, try to, take things from you, try to mimic you, this and that, try to badmouth you, okay, even behind closed doors, and do stupid fucking shit. All right. Some people just don't know how to be 100% authentic. I think if you know how to be authentic, everybody's got gifts. I'm convinced of this. Just some people are just lazy. I don't know. To them, it seems like it's easier to harm somebody so that they're not reminded of how much they're not doing with their own life. Okay, kind of put somebody down, etc. So things like that very much happen. And I know as I'm speaking this, like, you have your fucking examples right there. And so things like that do happen. And so don't be naive walking through life that these kinds of energies are not kind of like swirling around. And your invitation becomes then, if you are already affected by something like this, okay, or if you are completely wide open. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So if you're not kind of like discerning, let's just say, if you're not paying attention, okay, like for example, in my coaching, I do not judge. I do not, kind of like interview people. Whoever comes in, I start coaching, right? It's not my job to judge. It's not my job to criticize anybody until, they start causing me problems. I continue wanting to help them. And so this is an area of where I am wide open, for instance. In my personal life is a different story. But if you have some kind of a thing where you are, already affected in terms of like, metaphorically speaking, you're already bleeding and the shark can smell the blood, then it's just kind of like, an invitation for this energy to be gravitating towards you. And or you could just be completely shining like nobody, in the vicinity, and this person is just targeting you. All right. So again, very important point to really notice that you can still be exactly who you are. You can still create the things that you want to create. But the awareness of the energies that are coming in your vicinity, that's what I'm really talking about. And a lot of the work that I do with my clients is what kind of energy is authentically yours and what kind of energy is very much extraneous and needs to be sent back to whoever it is, the energy of. And that becomes, may I tell you, a very fucking powerful shift for all of my clients. And I've done this, thousands of times. And in the past, like when I came on YouTube 2 years ago, I was a little bit hesitant because I didn't want to spook people or whatever. But now I really don't care. I think it helps a lot of people. It really fucking does. Healing, okay, energetic healing, physical healing, anger, let go, after like years and years of being angry, people reaching out with apologies, yes, SPs coming back and proposals and blah, 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 and money coming in and all that jazz, okay? So you want to tell me this is spooky? Go ahead, but this will live in the fucking energy world. That's what the fuck is happening. So even though you may have had experiences up until today that were completely shitty and you have not been able to decipher like what the fuck am I doing wrong, like in the 3D is not the fucking game that we play. We play our game in the invisible. Just remember those words, all right? If nothing else, we play our game in the invisible with the energy world. So nothing on the outside will show you in the beginning, like those people who are so fucking impatient, right, with their, affirmations and blah, blah, blah. This is why, I don't even, like in the past, like I have this audio where I created for my channel, affirmations are like magic spells, not realizing, by the way, at the time, at all, that I was going to attract people who are going to bombard me with questions with affirmations and who have a completely different like school of thought coming from other coaches, etc., who literally live by this. That is not at all what I meant, by the way, if you listen to that audio. And I use affirmations in a very, very, very different way. It's a declaration, as per Ket V in one of my lives. Thank you, Ket V. And it was very much about kind of like declaring, and that's it, basta. We declared it and we're fucking moving on, all right? We don't have any fucking 10,000, we don't have time like that, all right? We're golden Buddhas over fucking here, motherfucker. Okay, we don't have time like that. We're too busy shopping for Rolls Royces. All right, get it together. So, oh my God, so funny. So you declare it and you move on. So since we're playing our game in the invisible, it's ever so important to really reacquaint yourself with yourself. What energy are you made of right now? And it's like, I do this now. It's, scanning the energy of people. It becomes about, many different things, how you talk, what you choose to say, what you choose to say about yourself, the beliefs, the kinds of actions you've taken, not taken thus far. All of this is, a composition of your energy and the kind of like communication day in and day out that you kind of propose out there, for the quantum field. Showing up to the board, as a CEO of your company, as of your world, and essentially declaring those things. Meanwhile, being capable of absolutely everything. And so the authenticity then becomes really paramount. It cannot be overstated. Really getting to know your own energy versus what was put on you. Okay. And so that's the work that I teach, and I can certainly teach you how to do it in coaching. Okay, I also have, like I mentioned in the live, the Magic Spells Academy, which is basically, I think it's 5 phone calls. Yeah, an hour long each. And I go through that material essentially, teach you everything that I know and that works superbly, may I say. Or you can have, I think it's 4 actually, I can't remember now, 4 phone calls or Zoom sessions. Or you can have a month of this practice. Now, parenthesis here, you have to be advanced. In other words, this does not work if you still bug down by your beliefs, right? So I would ultimately recommend for somebody to come into coaching with me, and then at some point we arrive to this practice. But may I tell you how powerfully this works, okay? Because it's just night and day, okay? And the more you get familiar this is kind of like, it's a lifetime of a work. Throughout your life, you will be continuously manifesting, continuously being aware of your energy versus other energies, and then deciding, do I want this energy? And it doesn't have to be, parenthesis here. I mean, in extreme cases, it's somebody who deliberately wants to harm you, right? So, like I said, some people are just batshit crazy. Don't know how to do it for themselves, are just jealous, stupid, quite frankly. And here is why, okay? This is another point I wanted to say. I've witnessed all sorts of shit happening to me in my life. And a lot of people just get jealous, all right? For me, honestly, it's really foreign. I will never understand it. Why? Because I have direct communication with source. I've had it since my childhood, since age 5 or 6, something like that. I realized that there was something extra to me that other people don't talk about openly and this and that. I didn't think I was super special. I just thought I was weird. But I like that kind of weird, all right? And so I didn't understand for the life of me why people need to do shit like that. All right, resorting to some kind of coercion and, shystiness and, kind of backstabbing and, doing retarded shit. Okay, excuse the word, really stupid. Okay, and so why would you do that? In my mind, I thought, if you have access to everything out there, the inspirations and all of that stuff. But for some people, that's just what, I guess they derive pleasure in, but let me tell you how stupid this is. And this has happened also, parenthesis here, in my coaching, where a couple people literally came into my coaching, not benevolently positioned, let's just say that, and told me, I'll pay you any amount and just teach me how to do this, that, and the other, and they were going to hurt people. Right? And of course, fuck that. No money in the world can bribe me to teach a person like that, especially when they're they couldn't fucking hide it. They didn't straight up tell me this, but essentially, okay, that was my conclusion within a few sessions, and I had to kind of like drop them essentially. So don't come into my coaching if you want to hurt people on purpose. And I don't mean unmanifest a third party. I literally mean like steal from somebody, harm somebody physically, like create chaos in their life, like that kind of stupid shit. And let me tell you how stupid that is, by the way, to want to do this to anybody. Now, if somebody hurt you and you can send back the energy, no problem. And that's their fucking, problem, what is going to happen to them because they brought it on themselves, right? So, because in some cases, when people have done this to me, even without like fully understanding what I'm understanding now, how to, in practical terms, how to send back the energy, etc., I've witnessed people who have deliberately hurt me and who have like later found out that have hurt me and went out of the way to do stupid shit. In some cases, yes, black magic, right? I mean, it was revealed to me in dreams. It was then revealed to me through certain other, sources of information, etc. It was no denying it, okay? I watched their life completely tumble down. I watched their life being destroyed, okay, by the universe itself. I didn't have to do anything. Never did I have to do anything in terms of in 3D or even like, in energetically speaking. I did not even send back their energy back then, okay? But now imagine if you purposely send back the crap to the person that's responsible for hurting you. You're going to create a whole other energy in your life. And so it's always stupid to want to harm somebody. And also, it's rather kind of like unintelligent, I must say, to walk around bogged down by somebody else's beliefs, by somebody else's bullshit. And a lot of you, I know I'm speaking to people pleasers who underneath it all, and I used to be one of you. I'm a recovering people pleaser. Don't worry about it. I know what it feels like to please everybody else first and then you never, last or never. And some of you may say, well, Anna, isn't this unethical, blah, 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 and da. And isn't this kind of like taboo? Is it taboo to hurt people? Yeah. Is it okay for you to be hurt? No. So then it's not unethical to send back shit and to live your best life. And again, it doesn't matter if somebody literally went out of their way, did some kind of a crazy ritual, or literally just send back bad energy your way. It doesn't matter. Whatever form it takes, it doesn't matter in the end. Like, it might affect you short term, but in the long run, right, what we're interested here between you and I is that you live your life as the best life, okay, as soon as possible. And so for you, energetic healing is a must fucking do, so that it doesn't happen years later or whatever kind of timetable it happens under. No, we're not on anybody's fucking timetable. Again, we're golden Buddhas over fucking here, motherfucker. So we send back the energy, we set a clear intention, and we do it like that. And again, can teach you all of these things. It's not that complicated, but I think what it really is that, again, really important work lies in understanding who you are, your situation, your beliefs, your misconceptions of who you really are. All these things need to be worked through, and then your energy is so built up, so ready, so powerful that you can literally create magic through this. And it's completely benevolent. Again, listen, rule of thumb, are you hurting the person or are you simply protecting yourself? That's it. That's literally the difference between black magic and white magic. Are you protecting yourself? Are you doing right by you? Or are you simply, like, for no fucking reason harming somebody that you have no business fucking harming? That's the distinction right there. I just gave it to you. And so people who don't understand how really powerful this is and do crazy shit, like, I really don't envy my enemies. I don't. You don't want to do anything like that. Like, really, really not. You're opening the portal to God knows what, inviting all sorts of energies. Just like if you don't cleanse your energetic aura, obviously it's made of energy. If you don't cleanse your mind, this is why people have insomnia. This is why people, have diseases and all these kinds of situations. Unknowingly, they have an attachment of some kind. okay, to a certain idea, to a certain negative energy, to a certain situation. Now, I don't want to spook you out like completely so you can't sleep tonight, all right, for those of you on the East Coast of US. But the thing is, it's real. It's all made of energy. Like nothing comes out of nothing. It comes out of energy. All right. Even though it's invisible to you, it's still very fucking real. All right. But once you really make it a habitual everyday situation, you really start understanding a lot more than meets the eye. Okay. And you really start being super kind of like, how can I say this? Really, like, you detect the energy right away. There is no fucking bullshit that can get past you. Even if you don't, you know what I mean? Like for me, I always observe. I observe and then I feel immediately some kind of extraneous energy, but I observe and I want to see not so much the confirmation that I'm right, but I want to see what plays out. Again, I'm very fucking curious. I like to learn. I like to explore. So I go in with all of these things, like into a museum, if you will, you know, kind of like everything exists museum. And I observe everybody and everything with that kind of mindset. This has always been my mindset, more or less. At some point, I took it too seriously, this reality. I think it started maybe, you know, in my early 20s. I was influenced by the wrong people kind of deal. You know, modeling and this kind of fucking superficial bullshit. But then I went back to that authentic self and I remembered who I was as a child, like totally viewing this as information only, like an experiment of sorts. And so I observe, but once you've concluded that something is coming against you, then you need to take action. Because then it's kind of like your responsibility to keep your energy clean. It's kind of like you go take a shower. It's the same fucking situation. And nobody's going to do it for you. So don't feel like this is something taboo again. This is something unethical. This is something, you know, whatever. This is the kind of game you're playing already anyway. So you might as well get to know the fucking rules. All right? And this far supersedes anything you can ever learn, any kind of technique, any kind of affirmation, okay? Because let's face it, the most flowery, beautiful, magnificent affirmation in the world, okay, will be completely empty if it doesn't have the energy to back it up. All right, there, I just gave you another fucking golden nugget. Take it and cash it in. And so this is why I'm so adamant on my channel about it not being about your SP at all, darling. You can get that fucking SP in 3 seconds when energetically you're aligned to such a degree that you're so fucking magnetic, okay? But magnetic towards the version that you really prefer, mind you, because chances are you've got some, you know, situations with that guy or girl, right? Because, you know, they've got some apologizing to do in some cases and some kissing feet and licking gem of your toes situations bullshit. So that could very much be, you know, the situation that you're dealing with because you're made of energy, right? So leave alone all the stuff that, you know, you think that this is how reality works. You think that the technique, that this, that, the subliminals, big haha, parenthesis here, like how lazy can you possibly be? Like, yeah, just turn on the tape and fall asleep to it and your life will change. Like, really? Dude, like, come on now. Really? That's how little you think you're worth? Like, come on now. You need a wake-up call if you think that this is how your life will change. Okay, so energetically, if you change, and this, of course, has to do with, you know, things you do in the 3D, the kinds of understanding you have about yourself. I mean, when you're backing up the idea in your mind with action, that's like, come on, you're on top of the world. You're unbeatable, essentially. But leave all that shit alone as far as your SP is concerned and understand energetically you can rule the entire universe just from your understanding of what kind of energy is being, again, transmitted into the quantum field. You can change that energy, and by that alone, okay, you can create any fucking situation if you want to, if you're honest with yourself. Because look, if you don't even think that there's a problem, right? Because this is why people come to me, like, most of the time. This is how the situation starts out, all right? Yeah, everything's fine, and I only need help with my SP. Okay, no, 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 because if you have any kind of problem, then we need to revisit you. Okay, so it's not about your fucking SP. Your SP is just the aftermath of what's going on. And so be like mindful, be honest, be completely transparent with yourself going into this process, that it's not going to happen for you if you do nothing to change your energy. If you don't understand how energy works, if you're not willing to put in the work. Now, if you do, and again, I said this in my life, I'm very like kind of, how can I say, under advertised and under, how can I say, misunderstood maybe is the word. I don't know. Somebody come up with a better word, where I don't advertise fully what I do. But I do everything in my coaching, not just SP. It might sound like, a lot of videos out there, but it's for you because you've been asking me and I answered. This is all the information. This is how you bring back your lovely darling. But the thing is, it so very much is not about them. This is just the issue that a lot of people are having, misunderstanding the entire core concept of the issue. So if you're having any type of issue, I don't care what it is, even though it may be something that I think this is the attraction, okay? And then I'm going to close before it gets too long. I think a lot of people are fascinated with this concept of bringing back SP because it seems so unattainable for some people. And to me, it's really funny, not for nothing, but because it's the easiest shit in the world, really, I mean it. And I think that it really kind of rings a bell with a lot of people because obviously it has to do with also, not for nothing, self-esteem. Because if somebody dumps you, your ego is hurt. And there is that also misunderstanding that somebody dumped you. And in reality, you actually dumped them because that was your energy at the time. So that's another one. And so you're trying to, recover all this stuff and bring them back and see, if you can even do that. And of course you can, but you're not thinking about it the right way. You really, really are not. You're thinking of it as kind of like, pie in the sky, or however they say it, like, pipe dream or something. But it's like a sneeze, like I say, once you figure out how energetically you created this in the first place and create a completely different version, completely different circumstance, completely different everything with your energy. Again, once you cleanse your energy and direct it in such a way where you literally make a decision of the kind of person you want to be. And yes, it's possible to go even beyond, like what I mean by that is being authentic, but then taking it to another level of height, of powers, of energy, okay? And this is, almost inexplicable in words, but the higher you feel, the more powerful you feel. You will understand how SP is like a little tiny fucking ant, and you're like, I don't know what. You know what I mean? You're planet Earth. You know what I mean? The amount of like, you see what I'm saying? Like the amount of energy and the videos people are watching, the amount of potential and energetic power that you have, the undiscovered one, because you're so polluted with drama, trauma, panorama. And meanwhile, you're like focusing on the end. Like, come on now, please, can we get it together? So understand how energy works. If you want to come into my coaching, information is below, but that's the highest form of game. This is the game to play if you want to really achieve lasting results. It's not a fucking technique, it's a lifestyle. Okay, it's a fucking lifestyle that will last you the rest of your life. You will never be confused again. And again, come prepared to work. This is not a superficial kind of coaching. This is like literally rejuvenating your entire life. So again, 2 to 3 months is what I do recommend. Be focused, be ready to work. and you will achieve unparalleled results. Seriously, if you take everything to heart, and if you really, really, really understand that you being honest with yourself, where it is you are, why it is you want things, and what it is you want to achieve is everything. Okay, the honesty, the transparency of it has to be there. Otherwise, you know what I mean? If you only tell me like half of the story or a quarter of a story, like that doesn't fucking serve you. You have to be wide open, and that's how, I fix your engine, so to speak. If you just tell me the frou-frou, kind of like fruity, flowery stuff, like what can I do with that? Okay, then you're fixed. Have a nice day. And lastly, I want to leave you with this. There's no energy in the world that can come against you, so to speak, that you cannot turn away. I think ultimately it becomes about awareness. And so right now, maybe your awareness is clouded, is the point. And you have a very kind of like very distorted view of what's happening and why it's happening. So the clarity with which I create today and how I am aware, sometimes I hesitate, literally hesitate, of sending back the energy to the person who has harmed me, because I know the kind of repercussions this will have for this person. Excuse me. Treat this very responsibly, but understand that there's nothing to be afraid of, nothing to make it like woo-woo or something like this. This is just part of the deal, okay, of being human, of manipulating energies, maneuvering energy. And some energies just happen to be not so benevolent. And again, for me personally, maybe it's my kind of situation that I've still to work out. It's very foreign. It's very weird to even encounter people who are kind of like this way positioned. And so even for those people, I feel a lot of compassion before I'm finally like, I've had it, bitch. Like I'm sending you back all your energy. But again, you're recovering people pleaser, right? So, but don't hesitate to send back this energy and live your life anew, because again, the benefits of that is quite frankly enormous. And don't be intimidated by any of what I just said. It's just part of life, like I said. Thank you very much for listening. All the information from me is below. Until next time, ciao, ciao.